Hey guys, how's it going? My name's always and welcome back to Super Hostile Modded Dalania. We are still here in the Cherry Blossom Fortress, whatever you want to call it. I'm not entirely sure what the name of this place is. It's Cherry Blossoms. And last time we were exploring the underground, which was a lot bigger than I expected. But I've cleared out my inventory, so our inventory is nice and clean. I've got a little bit of a different system to kind of keep organized. In fact, I'm going to switch these guys around. So I have partially filled backpacks and backpacks filled with stackable items and all sorts of stuff. I need to, honestly, I need to see if I can, I don't know if I can dye these or not, but that's something to look into. So before we get on to the adventuring, let's go ahead and use up our levels. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue going back this way. So we went to the underground and we popped up over there. And we found a dojo. Dojo has been located. The problem with the dojo is figuring out what it wanted. And I'll be blunt. I know. I already know what it is. And it's unfortunate. But yeah, we are low on food as well. We have other types of foods, but we're low on the food that we normally use. So let's get down here. Full of pink wool in this area, and then it turns over to very spidery. There's a lot of spider nests and a lot of cobwebs down here, which is terrible for us. To the extent that I think what we're going to do real quick is this backpack has swords. That's not a sword I want. Let's grab an iron sword and also grab something from here that's non-stackable and put all that stuff in there. Perfect. Alright, so I don't know if we're going to need the shovel for right now, so we'll put the shovel up there. And yeah, spiders. Spider webs are nasty, also known as cobwebs. But that is still spawning in normal mobs, and so I want to stay away from over there. There's probably a spawner in that area. I don't mind the occasional spider, but yeah, so we were down here. There is a lot of question marks over in this area, but we came to this point. There's a big dark room in there, and Trollager skeleton. I looked at you, didn't I? That's fine. Hey, bad zombie. Cursed Samurai, now that is somebody new. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff over here, including some ravens. I just want to put a torch somewhere in there, but it's fine. Let's just get rid of some of these guys and get some torches in here. That's all I wanted. I would like you to perish because of the whole, you know, levels and like the loot. I want the loot. So we already have a ton of things in our inventory again. It's awful, but it's fine. We're gonna leave this spot and come over here where it's a little bit quieter. So the dojo is right here, and the Sword Sink dojo. Beat 3 of your best plowshares back into swords. So best diamond, plowshares, hoes. Use this to turn 3 diamond hoes into swords. That's what it is. I looked it up, I'll be honest. Plowshares, obviously, farming implement, the hoes would be things, but like I thought it was like 3 diamond swords, but that didn't, it just, the wording made no sense. So if we have 3 extra hoes laying around, diamond ones at that, we can do that. We might do that, I don't know. It's kind of a pain to get all the way over here, so if we find some diamond stuff, that would be fine. But up here, this is where it leads outside, correct? Yes, and it is actually about to be night. Let's circumvent that. let's not make it night. Doesn't really matter too much for us. We're gonna be underground presumably, but I don't want it to be night. Okay, so let's continue making our way through the quartz area. There is a path this way that we kind of dealt with, and that led to loot. Right, there's a bunch of loot over here. Is there any diamonds? Diamond hose? No, just a bunch of random loot. So I will have to remember to grab that after a bit. But yeah, spawner there. Gotta make sure we get the spawners when we can. But there is a big old darkness spot this way. And yeah, there's a lot of things over there. Baby spiders and normal spiders are not the worst of things, but they are definitely annoying. Poisoned. Alright, killing those things was achievement, advancement. Alright, you are a fast zombie. And I hear a zombie. I don't see much of anything. More stuff. More stuff. A lot more stuff. Okay, there's just a bunch of loot down here. And then what is with this? Honestly, doesn't look like much. Okay. So let's put some torches up here. And I guess let's there's just a bunch of holes. So I think that might be it for this area. Now I hear more zombies places, but I'm not sure where. So I think what I'm going to do is ignore and move on. Hello, spider. Goodbye, spider. Alright, let's clean out the old inventory a little bit. And so that's the dojo. Looks like we got to go this way. That is alright. I don't know what's up with the ravens. Curse samurai. There is 100% spawners. Any more? No. Okay, that's fine. So now we have to go up. I don't like going up. Going up is bad for that reason, among others. But that's a pretty good reason why it's bad. But it doesn't look like there's much here, so that's nice. Alright. Skeletons are annoying, but not the end of the world. How's our armor doing? Our armor is okay. So we are definitely in something else now. We're going to pillar up here for a moment because I want to make sure this is well lit. And honestly, we're just going to do one of these. And also, we're going to really quickly... Yeah, he's fine. Let's go ahead and use agility. So there is another cursed samurai. Ooh, lag spike. I don't like that. These guys are very fast, which is concerning. But are they able to get around? I don't know. Let's just get rid of these guys. I'm going to assume these are the main threat of this area. Is just some fast, damaging zombies. And it'd be nice to know where they're spawning at, but I think I found it. I think it's literally right here. Go away. Just back up a little bit. These guys are not too terrible. Let's just get some torches up here. And looks like this area is now kind of cleared, which is nice. Don't trust that. I mean, it's not a trap chest, but there can still be observers looking at it and stuff like that. Gotta be careful. Alright, we have a ton of stuff in the inventory, and it's gonna fill up again so quickly. We're also running low on food. We do have golden carrots. We also have somewhere a bunch of steaks. So let's see what we can find. More junk. Kind of curious about that. Let's go up there. We're gonna block off this path for right now. Yeah, things can't get through that. Other than spiders. There's something right there. Literally right there. Now most of these maps were made for Kage no Koden. I don't know what that means. I don't speak enough Japanese. No. So this is this area. Before we hit that button, I have a feeling I know what it is. Let's go ahead and get more skills. We have 29, 17, not quite enough for that. Alright, let's explore a little bit more up here. I do need to grab more torches. There they are. I threw some torches out on accident. We are also running low-ish on torches, which is not the best. This is very claustrophobic. You are a mimic. Alright, let's see what's up here, if anything. There's a chest with stuff. There's just so much stuff. We'll never need gear, to be honest. And that's both because... Aha. I saw that very quickly. That is both because of the nature of our current gear, as well as just in general, we get so much gear, we don't really need to get more. Okay, so I'm gonna assume this teleports me, and I'm gonna assume that teleports me to the tower. I heard running. We're gonna just clear out the rest of this area, make sure it is relatively safe, and then we can continue on. Okay. Yep. There might be some stuff somewhere, but I don't care. Let's go ahead and sleep. Once we can, obviously. So, we're probably going to teleport into the tower, and that is probably where the wool is. And it is going to be a question of how difficult. Our armor is still doing pretty good. Luckily, netherite is very durable, which I appreciate. It is good for that. So I still hear some things behind the walls, but I think it's just on the other side in the like courtyard. So what's this do? Let's stand right here. Shadow Palace. Alright, this is bad. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It is very dark here. Hana no Shiro. Oh, this means flower. That probably means shrine. So, blossom or castle. Okay, so we are in different place. I don't like. Hold up. Yeah, we're at void level. I do not like this. Ow. Now, granted, most things we have. Oh my god, so many levels. Most things that we have are. And another. Most things that we have are soulbound, which is great. That is fantastic for falling into the void and not caring. So we're just gonna... These guys really like to run around the corner. I jumped. Alright, bone mages, bone knights are annoying. They have a ton of armor. But luckily he didn't really do much. Okay, inventory problems. I'm going to do this. We're gonna max out magic. 14 levels, not enough to do anything with. Let's go ahead and take a real quick peek. Grab that iron. That was a Vindicator. And we're gonna get out of here. So, I thought that maybe we were in the tower here. We were not. Not at all. I do wonder if there's something underneath that. But here's what we're going to do. I am going to quickly sort inventory out a little bit. And I'll bring you guys back in and we'll do a little bit more exploration in the Shadow Palace. And then go from there. So I'll be right back once the inventory is a little bit nicer. Alright, inventory is much, much better. So let's go ahead and go back to the Shadow Palace and see what we can do. The bat scared me. I think there's going to be a lot of bad things. Indeed. I don't like that you can sprint. Or summon cave spiders for that matter. But you're dead. Can we break those? We can. Alright, let's, there's something purple right next to me. And there are definitely things spawning in. Just do our best. Oof. Alright, we're gonna back up just a little bit. Also get rid of that. Also put that stuff in there. Oh, it's a spider. Okay. I still... Oh my gosh. There's so much stuff. Let's just get some torches in the area. And then run. And worst case scenario, we have to retreat. You know, we can do things. Lots of goblins. I hear a lot of terrible things in general. Alright, let's back up. And, you know, we'll just replace that. So this area specifically seems to be decently safe, which is expected. I mean, the creeper was unfortunate. Spikes. We have another mending book. Okay, that is actually so huge. I'm going to use it right this instant. And that's spikes. That's my food. We're going to put mending on our warhammer. Because I think that's the most important thing to have mending right now. Yeah, that is huge. Mending means we don't have to worry about our stuff breaking as much. Our Dragonbone Warhammer has... it doesn't have... I thought it had soul binding. It does not. That's something we need to fix, like, right now. Okay. We'll manage for right now. We're gonna come out here, and now we won't get as much experience, but our experience will turn into better things. The witch tomes are amazing, for the record. Alright, ravens, you guys need to get out of the way. Alright. This looks like a 2x2. There is spawners. There's a chest. I don't trust anything here. But that just looks like a normal chest. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff. Let's just deal with what we can. And I really want to go back and put the soulbound on our chest plate, like, right now. So you know what? I think I'm actually going to do that. So let's get rid of these guys. I do believe we're pretty safe here. That's another death tome. spiders are spawning in the walls. Let's just go ahead and get some torches. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff here. And I hear things that I think are above us. It's got to be above us. Like on the positive note, I like things being above us because it at least means that we don't have to worry about. I hear lava, but it means that we don't have to worry about the void as much. Alright, I want to get that stuff. Alright, we got the stuff. The spider is doing spider things because the spider AI in Minecraft is weird. Alright, so I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to call the episode here. I am going to be terrible. I'm going to get a little bit of stuff out of here. Definitely going to sleep like right this instant. I'm going to get some of the loot out of here, and I'm going to head all the way back to base, which isn't that far, but still far enough that's annoying. And then what we're going to do is this. I am going to gather up the supplies for getting the dojo. So we're going to get 3 diamond, is it swords or hose? I don't actually remember if it is diamond swords or if it's diamond hose. I will figure that out, and we'll complete the dojo next time, and I'm gonna get soul binding on this warhammer. Also gonna repair our armor and then go from there. So that is the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.